Passions on both sides of the immigration fight erupting tonight here in Marietta. Outside, it seems to be a crowd of mostly those supporting the undocumented immigrants. Meantime, inside, hundreds of residents from Marietta fighting to keep them out. Designed as a meeting between local officials and Marietta residents, the 750-person room was at capacity and quickly boiling over.
This is an invasion. Why is the National Guard not out there stopping them from coming in?
Let us continue our discussion now as let's go back and welcome in once again Congressman Jim Bridenstine from Oklahoma. We spoke to him earlier in the first segment of the show. Certainly what is happening in Marietta, California is something that congressmen and elected officials from all over the country are watching. Congressman, let me ask you though, you detailed for us what happened in your visit when Health and Human Services did not allow you to go in and see the children at the HHS facility at Fort Sill. Simple question then from the American people, in your opinion, were they trying to hide something, or was it simply a matter of fact that they just didn't have their act together and they were caught off guard by you being there?
Well, I think there's a couple of things here. The stories of human suffering that are a result of this policy of having an open border, and I want to be clear, you know, Secretary Napolitano, the former Secretary of Homeland Security, was on record telling members of Congress that the southern border is secure. My friend, it is not secure. When 10-year-olds can walk across it, as they are, streaming across now, it is not secure. I think what they are concerned with is that some of us will hear the stories of human suffering from these children who have been streaming across the border. As I said earlier, we're talking about down at Lackland Air Force Base, officials are saying that as many as 30% of the young girls there have been raped or abused. Children, of course, in northern Mexico have died trying to make it here. And of course, the human trafficking issue where children are being leased in order to gain access to this country. These are the stories, I think, that these policies have created this human suffering.
So the question then, I guess, and I just want to be very clear from your side too then, that very clear then from your side, you believe that they were simply trying to hide what's really going on at the facility.
Certainly these stories are not good for the administration.
With regard to all that now, have you been back in touch with the administration or someone at HHS? Have you been able to at least find a way or a time to go in again and have this inspection that you were denied?
Yes, so we were told to contact the legislative liaison for HHS and that they would schedule an appointment for July 21st. That is unacceptable. As a member of Congress, I have access to federal property, and that's what this is. We are working with legal counsel now, and certainly we're doing everything we can to make sure that I can visit that facility before July 21st. But yes, we're working on that right now.
Are you prepared? And I guess this is always the word that people think of anymore when it comes down to what happens in government, the word cover-up. Does that walk into this situation in any instance whatsoever?
Well, the key is and I think you correctly asked the question that all of us would like to know, which is, what are they trying to hide? I don't blame the gentleman who said that I'm not allowed access. I don't blame him. He's following orders. The question is, where did those orders come from? How high do they go? Why is it that they don't want the transparency that this president, this was supposed to be the most transparent presidency in American history, if you remember the campaign rhetoric. Unfortunately, now you have members of Congress being denied access to federal property, and there are children behind that fence who have suffered on the way here. And these policies have created that suffering.
Congressman Jim Bridenstine from Oklahoma, we thank you so much for staying with us for a few minutes. We will be in touch again. We'll follow up and find out what happens if indeed you are allowed to go into one of these facilities, certainly the one at Fort Sill. Again, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right, let us now go to Mary.